You know the sign of a hack writer when it's always about trying to make the characters like themselves. Every single time a writer who self inserts does something stupid like this, it ruins the immersion of the comic every single time. I could yell like as does about the pronouns, but I'm gonna just laugh at it instead because it's ridiculous. And of course, this time DC Comics was smart enough to not actually go forward with this proposal. Oh my gosh, which we're going to get into in a second. What a train wreck that Mags is doing. Uh, my name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author, an award-winning comic creator, and of course, I've got Subscribestar going right now. We've gained 33% new subscribers this month, and of course, the goal eventually, we're about a little more than a tenth of the way to where I want to be. And that is going to be to make monthly comics. We need about 300 people overall, and we'll be able to put out monthly comics to compete with DC and Marvel. This will directly pay for all of the art involved in that. We'll probably need a couple months lead time just to pay for it all. But we're going to get there, and it's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited about this. I definitely can write at this speed. I'm a pulp writer like the old school days, like Stan Lee used to be, and I want to create this universe for you guys. So let's get on here, support our culture war efforts right here, support our channel. Even if you just want to see an alternative grow and you're not much of a reader, would love to have you on board. And I thank you guys so much for working so hard and, of course, contributing here. You guys are everything, and you're the reason we do what we do. Thanks again. All right, people who don't listen to their customers are, of course, the comic creators in the mainstream. And here's Mags Visaggio, who's, of course, been struggling for relevance over the last few years and recently has posted a GoFundMe, we're not able to eat this month because of the writer's strike, right? And here it is. And so here it is. Since I've been never going to happen, yes, I was going to make Connor Kent a trans girl. I give you Skyrocket, my master plan for a story that will never happen. In this story, it's a giant pitch, which of course leads this whole arc that spans through the Superman titles for a crossover and all this stuff, of course, right? Little self-aggrandizement there. And then, of course, it turns Superboy into a trans girl. They get a rod that he walks into this thing with the rod in this chamber, walks back out again, and Connor Kent is a real woman. So this is obviously a self-insert fantasy right here, and it's super cringe. And this is exactly what they do to every single character. And I love how the photo at the beginning, they use the deal from the 90s, don't ever call me Superboy. And this is supposed to show that Connor Kent has an identity problem and doesn't know who he, she, they is. And this is why he's going to have to become one of the pronoun brigade. Sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? It's ridiculous. The Kryptonian transformation chamber remade her in this new image. I know this is a big move, but bear with me. I believe it is a very natural, organic direction. It's not. So you keep going through this and talk about the storytelling perspective, and then here's how it goes. As a trans woman, I need to make clear that this is very common and not the story people tell in media very often. So you see, it's all about Mags, and at the end of the day, this part of the pitch here is meant to go, you know what? I'm a trans woman, and you'd better accept that I'm a real woman that went into a chamber and just came out the other side. Otherwise, you're a bigot if you don't pick up this story. This is what the pitch is trying to do at this point, rather than actually talk about the story or the character or why DC needs to do this. Now, it would be stupid from a sales perspective. You turn Superboy into Supergirl. There already is a real Supergirl, so that doesn't get that audience buying. And on the other front, like, nobody wants to read about this nonsense. Nobody wants to read about the real world pronoun brigade seeping into the superhero stories. It's just tiresome, and you could expect the sales of this just crater as it was. Now, Superboy sales never really do that well to begin with because DC Comics has already made the mistake of taking something that was a kiddie concept and turning it into like this, adult sort of thing for adults to read, which they don't want to really read the Superboy version when they could read the Superman version. It makes sense. But taking this would go the opposite direction. If anything, if you want to make a Superboy title, do like what's done with Super Sons. Like, have it a lot of fun. And have it something that like all ages can really read, and that would be the way to actually create sales. But don't listen to me, DC Comics. Listen to Mags. I would love to grab these books and review them. It would be the funniest thing ever to happen on the channel, perhaps. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button, my friends. Make sure to get on our Subscribestar for the alternative to DC Comics. We really appreciate you being there, and we'll see you soon.